Okay. Now the fourth or D subtitle, that is where we have been talking about the positive economic importance of insects. We have reached to the economic importance, positive economic importance, health and medicine, of course, and uh, regarding health, the application, the use of insects as in medicine, health and medicine. We can say this much. Some insects and insect derived products have medicinal values uh, to treat different human and animal diseases since ancient times. This is historically there as far as insects in medicine and health are concerned. Some insects are directly crushed, dried, crushed, and powdered to be applied uh, to some diseases that humans suffer from. Therefore, they are used in medicine and treatment of certain diseases. Therefore, they do have some ancient history. Some insect-derived products have medicinal values to treat different human and animal diseases since ancient times. It says, for example, honey has been used. This is product, insect-derived product, not the insect itself. Honey has been used to treat burns, yes, for quick healing of burned skin surface is rubbed with honey so that it will heal faster. And to treat chronic and post-surgical wounds also, after surgical wounds, after surgery, the resulting wounds are treated by honey so that it will heal faster. Therefore, medical value. Honey has not only nutritional value, but it has also medical value. And when it comes to the other bee and ant venoms, these are the toxic products. These insects use these venoms to defend themselves, to defend their nests or their habitats. Therefore, bee and ant venoms are have been used to treat joint pains. Joint pains. Recent research confirmed that bee products promote healthy immune system. Bee products. That means bee products are we are talking about most commonly the domesticated Apis mellifera. We are talking about honey. Therefore, milk products promote healthy immune system, improve circulation, and decrease inflammatory reaction or inflammations inside our body. Therefore, these are new recent research relatively recent research results that confirmed the bee products like honey. uh, Different species of bees produce different type of honey products. Therefore, bee products are known to promote healthy immune system, improve circulation, and decrease inflammation. This is confirmed by scientific research. And when it comes to blister beetles, I think you know this special insects. They are predatory insects. Blister beetles secrete a chemical known as cantaridine, which acts as a powerful protein blocker in the human body. They block proteins, including enzymes, and is effective in treating severe viral infections because it prevents the reproduction of some viral cells. See, when viruses enter into our bodies and they enter into cells, inside cells multiply and cause disease. Therefore, by attaching on vital proteins that the enzyme produces for its multiplication, it could be enzyme, of course. We can we can just it's possible to stop the multiplication process of viruses by using this cantaridine. The research is still going on to see its effect in blocking certain proteins so that it's possible uh, to to uh, uh, to prevent the rapid reproduction of viruses, pathogenic viruses, or those virus serious pathogens of humans and animals. We can prevent the reproduction of these viruses, not viral, of course. Viruses are not cells. Viral cells. What viral cells means? The cells inside which viruses are multiplying. You see, viral cells. Therefore, viruses are obligate intracellular parasites. So, in order to multiply, they have to enter into their host cells. We are talking about these virus-containing cells. So, we don't need these virus-containing cells to multiply. We can block by using cantaridine, because this cantaridine can block proteins of the cell to prevent the reproduction of the cell. Why? Because the cell is full of virus. We don't need this virus break out or multiply and be present in many cells. Therefore, this is one way. In medicine, blister beetles are used to produce cantaridine, and cantaridine has an effect of blocking proteins, so that if it can block proteins, and if it can block proteins that are used in reproduction of cells, that is very nice, so that we can prevent even growth of some cancerous cells can be prevented by cantaridine, because cancer is unnecessary, uncontrolled cell reproduction. So, if we can use this chemical to block, to attach and block some proteins which are helping multiplication of some cancer cells, still it's possible to apply it to prevent cancerous cells from multiplying, not only viral cells. The other is cantaridine is a colorless. You can see this is the Bristol beetle. This variety especially is known to produce this cantaridine chemical. Is a colorless, odorless substance derived from blister beetles, primarily used in dermatology. Nowadays, dermatology, skin problems, specifically, is very damaging. Cantaridine, when applied on our body surface, it can produce wound. It can damage our skin. It can damage skin. It's very toxic. But if you apply it on warts, wart is produced by viruses. Wart ሰውነታችን ላይ ዋርት ኪንታሮት ማለት ነው። ኪንታሮት ሰውነት ላይ ይወጣ፣ እግር ላይ፣ ፊት ላይ፣ ህፃናቶች ፊት ላይ፣ እጅ ላይ ይወጣል። ዋርትን ዳሜጅ ያደርገዋል። ቶታሊ ዳሜጅ ያደርገዋል። ስለዚህ ለዋርት ህክምና ነው ዊ ዩዝ ኢት ቶፒካሊ ሚንስ ከላይ ሰርፌስ ነው፣ ወደ ውስጥ የሚወሰድ አይደለም፣ የሚዋጥ ወይንም የሚጠጣ ሳይሆን ቆዳ ላይ አፕላይ የምናደርገው ነው። ቆዳ ላይ ምንድነው በጣም የሚያስቸግር ምንድነው? አንዱ በቫይረስ የሚመጣ ኪንታሮት ነው። የቫይረስ ኪንታሮት ነው። የፊት ኪንታሮት አለ። በተለይ ህፃናት የሚያጠቃ እጅ ላይ የሚወጡ ኪንታሮቶች አሉ፣ እግር ላይ የሚወጡ ኪንታሮት። እነሱ ኪንታሮቶች በጣም ያምጣሉ፣ ወደ ውስጥ ያደርጋሉ። እነሱን ዳሜጅ ለማድረግ ድራሻቸውን ለማጥፋት we can use it. The cantaridine is used to damage, destroy warts on our body surface. This is one application. እና ደርማቶሎጂ ነው ይሄ። ደርማቶሎጂ study of skin የህክምና ዘርፍ ነው። ደርማቶሎጂ የቆዳ ጤንነት መጠበቂያ የህክምና ዘርፍ ነው። ሜዲካል ደርማቶሎጂ ስንል ስፔሻሊ። Then the other area of use of this chemical from Bristol beetle is used to treat the viral skin infection known as molluscum contagiosum ይሉታል። molluscum contagiosum በቫይረስ የሚከሰት ቫይረሱ ራሱ የሚጠራው በዚህ ነው። We call the virus also molluscum contagiosum. The virus as well as the disease it causes on the surface. ቆዳ ነው፣ ከላይ ቆዳ ነው የሚያበላሸው ቫይረስ። we can apply ይሄንን በቅባት መልክ ካንታሪዲን ይሄ ቫይረስ የተራባበት የቆዳ ክፍል ብንቀባው ቶታሊ ዳሜጅ ያደርግልናል፣ ያጠፋልናል ማለት ነው። molluscum contagiosum. Therefore so far widely የተጠቀምንበት ያለው በሜዲካል in medical medicine, this insect has been multiplied in controlled environments in the factory and is made to produce large amount of cantaridine. Cantaridine is widely now used in dermatology to treat dermal problems or skin problems, and the most common skin problems that are used, that cantharidin is used is warts, to destroy warts and also to destroy molluscum contagiosum. ሁለቱም እንዳጋጣሚ just both of these problems, warts as well as molluscum contagiosum, are viral problems. They are viral both. When it comes to this, research have discovered that cantharidin reacts with genetic material of host cells and thus may be useful in the treatment of cancerous tumors that are resistant to radiation or chemotherapy. I have told you earlier, cantharidin, another research, relatively new research, showed that cantharidin reacts with genetic material of hostile cells. Hostile cells. What cells could be hostile or enemy or unwanted or dangerous in our body? Yes, it's obvious. Cancer cells are hostile. Cancer cells are hostile. We don't need cancer cells to multiply. So, if cantharidin can react with genetic material, the DNA of cells, we can use it we can make it or change the chemistry of this cantharidin so that it can selectively attach to the DNA of this hostile cell, say for example cancer cells, so that it attaches on the DNA of this cancer cell so that the DNA is unable to multiply. If DNA is unable to multiply, the cell will not multiply, and the cell is not multiplying means we can at least hinder the cancer cells from multiplying. We can stop the cancer cells from multiplying. Therefore, this especially is very crucial in the treatment of those cancers that have resisted radiation and chemical therapy, chemotherapy. Therefore, this is on trial, still on trial. Several African cultures use politics means chemicals derived from insects and mixed with many other herbs so that they can be used as medicine. Politics, not politics. Politics, made from ground means powdered grasshoppers. Powdered grasshoppers as pain relievers. You apply it. Otherwise you sniff it. If you have headache, especially migraine, you sniff this powder. This powder is derived partially from ground or powdered grasshopper. They sniff it so that they get relief from their severe headache like migraine. You see, this has been used in the African culture since ancient times. Therefore, you see, it's a matter of researching why the grasshopper flesh, powdered grasshopper flesh is serving as painkiller. So we may get one specific chemistry so that chemistry can be synthesized in the industrial scale. The other benefits of insects, we have been talking about positive economic importance. Other benefits. One, insects also play a great role in feeding on unwanted weeds. They feed on unwanted weeds. Therefore, they eliminate weeds. Unwanted plants. Unwanted plants are known as weeds. If these insects feed on these weeds, that's a blessing for us because we don't need weeds. The other area of additional use is creating canals in the soil for water movement. You see, especially those insects which burrow underground, which live underground. Tunnels like termites, like ants. These are very important, creating holes in the ground so that air can easily move from one area to the other area. Even they can canal water. They produce water canals so that water moves from area of high water to area of low water. That's good for distribution of water in the ground, distribution of air, because the roots of plants require air, oxygen, so that these creating canals in the soil for water movement, plus air movement and improve soil aeration. The canals also help in free air movement so that the soil holds large amount of air in the free space when there are canals. So plant roots are not deficient of oxygen for aerobic respiration. This is very crucial ecological service. These are the ecological service or ecological advantage or uses of insects. Again, in this regard, air movement and improving soil aeration plus also forming canals through which water can move from one area to the other, where some insects such as ants, beetles, termites are good soil aerators and also canal borrowers. Recycling of nutrients, the other ecological advantage is recycling. Some insects such as beetles act as scavengers, feeding on dead organic matter and recycling the nutrients into the environment via soil. Therefore, to some extent, insects play a role in recycling of nutrients. Of course, when recycling comes, the primary recyclers are bacteria and fungi. But insects, their larval form, especially helps recycling of nutrients to some extent. And also, they aid in plant seed dispersal, scattering of seeds into different ecosystems or habitats so that the plant will colonize many habitats. This is good. This is good to increase biodiversity. The other area of use is insects are also used in scientific research, please. Yes, they are very important tools of research in many areas. Many areas we research by using insects. We research how much effective insecticides are, or even we can test drugs that are to be used for humans. And for genetic research purpose, there is one animal, one insect that is highly utilized for genetic research, and I have to mention this insect. This insect is Drosophila melanogaster. Drosophila melanogaster. They call it fruit fly. Fruit fly. It's common around areas where there are rotten fruits, or in areas where there is fermentation at home, even fruit flies. This animal, this insect, has been used since mid 20th century for huge, extensive genetic research. Still, it is the best organism for genetic research in the Western research labs. Finally, entomologists or those scientists, biologists who study insects say this. It's not exaggeration if they say this. Without the activities of insects, human life on Earth would eventually be extinguished. Imagine, let alone insects. I have told you the role of that honeybee, bees in general, bees. Bees not in the production of honey, but when it comes to pollination. If we destroy all bees in this planet, humanity will have 4 or a maximum of 5 years to live, after which the humanity will perish from starvation. You see the role? Therefore, they are right. Entomologists say without the activities of insects, human life on Earth would eventually be extinguished or destroyed or eliminated humanity. Therefore, please give respect to these beneficial insects. Give respect and please don't kill them. This is my message. When it comes to the negative economic importance or the harmfulness of insects or the harmful aspect of insects, there are a lot. Still, so far we have been talking about the positive. Now we talk about the negative. There are nuisance, irritating insects which transmit disease as vectors, insects which destroy our plants, especially their larvae. There are insects that have negative side. We don't like them. Of course, They are part of the biodiversity of ecosystem or planet or biosphere, but they are damaging to human life. And when it comes to the negative economic importance, we have already seen the fact that insects are the most diverse group of animals on the planet and perform many important roles. They are essential component of natural ecosystem, yes, where they pollinate plants, spread seeds, help decompose diseased organisms, and serve as source of food. We have talked about the positive aspects. Still, we are talking here now. They provide a variety of valuable products such as honey, dyes, waxes, silk. You see. However, many insects can cause significant negative impact on human and the environment. Therefore, now hereafter we are going to take that negative impact that insects cause on humans and domestic animals. The negative aspect of economic importance include one, the first, insects as pests. You see, insects as pests. What are pests? Pests are insects uh, which are parasites to our plants, which consume our plants in the agricultural field as well as in the store. Both store damaging those insects which damage our crops in the store, those which damage our crops in the agricultural field before harvesting, after harvest and before harvest. Therefore, agricultural pests are there. Pests. Again, the second, pests of forestry. There are insects which destroy forest plants. Forest plants, every part of the plant, the stem, the leaf, the flower, even the root. They damage every part. And the third is household pests. Imagine this household. They are always with us, like the housefly. They are always with us. They irritate us. And some they sting us like mosquitoes sting us, and even beyond stinging, beyond their irritating sound that they make while trying to suck blood, they also serve as vectors, transmitting disease from infected individuals to healthy individuals. Vector-borne diseases, they are very, very, especially mosquito is number one in terms of transmission of this, because many species of mosquitoes transmit deadly diseases like malaria. Malaria is number one, of course, sub-Saharan Africa. Anyway, insect pests can be divided into three, as you observe here. Agricultural pests, pests of forestry, forest plants are destroyed by this, and household pests. These are with us without paying house rent or without contributing to our living. They are exploiters. They exploit us. Even they may, some of them may kill us, also may be the cause for our days, not directly, but by transmitting diseases, deadly diseases like malaria. Therefore, I'll talk about that anyway. The second negative importance comes as vectors in disease transmission. It is included under household pests. Household pests, we have to see, yeah, as vectors in disease transmission. The third, building and infrastructure damage, material damage. There are some insects which cause damage to our wooden materials at home, like termites can grow on woods that we have stored for use. Damage. There are ants which damage our materials. Therefore, building and infrastructure damage. Some insects cause building damage as well as infrastructure damage. These are briefly the major aspects of the negative importance of insects. Now we shall go specifically into each. Insects as pests, as you observe. Pests of agriculture and forestry, yes, we have said. Pests are insects that feed on both crop plants and forest plants and cause huge economic loss. I have told you, agricultural pests, according to a study by an international organization, FAO, United Nations, every year insect pests cause 40% loss in our agricultural crops. 40% loss. 40% of our agricultural products are lost because of agricultural insect pests. What about the forestry loss? It's also huge. It's also huge. Then the adult insects as well as their larvae may feed on several parts of plants. They feed on leaves, they feed on buds, flowers, fruits, seeds. Seeds while it is in the field, as well as seeds while the seeds are harvested and stored in their storage. And also they consume stems. You see, everything is edible for these insects. Then example of pests of agriculture and forestry. These are examples. You can see these insect pests that are causing huge damage to agricultural crops as well as forests include locusts, caterpillars, bugs, hoppers, aphids. These are the most common, especially underlying locusts, then caterpillar, larva of moth. It is larva. Locusts are, of course, the adults. Locusts have what this incomplete metamorphosis. The adult locusts can migrate long distance in large number, travel from one region to another region, and destroy agricultural lands or agricultural crops. Locusts, especially a big focus. Locusts are among the most destructive of all insects. Locusts are particularly destructive in hot, dry regions when a sudden increase in their numbers combined with food shortage forces them to migrate. Migration. Why do they migrate? Increase in number plus shortage of food in their environment forces them to migrate. Why do they migrate? In search of food. They migrate long distance. That's why they are very dangerous. They can cross regions. Then they migrate in huge swarms. We call them swarms. Swarms of locusts, devouring or consuming virtually every green plant in their path. Even they consume the grass. The grass, which is the food for our cattle. Voracious eaters. Pests of these are pests of the field. As I've told you, these are pests of the field. Locusts, caterpillars, bugs, hoppers, aphids. When it comes to pests of stored grains in their storage, you can see here. Some insects are also regarded as serious pests for stored cereal grains. The most common insect pests of stored cereal grains are 1. Rice weevil. I do have this common ነቀዝ ነው የሚባለው። ይሄ ነቀዝ እንደ ስድብ እንጠቀምበታለን። ይሄ ራይስ ዊቭል ኮመን ነው እኛ ጋር። ሌሰር ግሬን ቦረር ይሉታል። ይሄም ነቀዝ ብለን ነው የምንጠራው እኛ ይሄንን። This one is rust red flower beetle, and the middle one is ሳውቱዝ ግሬን ቢትል። ሳውቱዝ ሳው ማለት መጋዝ ነው፣ የመጋዝ ጥርስ ያለው እሱ ነው የሚያሸረምደው። and the third is flat grain beetle። ሁሉም የቢትል ዝርያዎች ናቸው፣ እዛ ውስጥ ነው የሚመደቡት። these are damaging to our crops in the store ውስጥ። ሌላ ኢንዲያን ሚልሞዝ፣ ይሄ በአግሪካልቸራል ላይ ያለ ነው። አዳልቱን ከዛ ታዩታላችሁ። አዳልቱ አይደለም የሚበላው፣ ትሉ ነው። ከጎኑ ያለው ትሉ ነው፣ ልጁ ነው፣ ላርቫው። እዚህ ጋር የምታዩ ከታች ኢንዲያን ሚልሞዝ ነው የሚባለው። ይሄ አንጎሞይስ ግሬን ሞዝ ነው የሚባለው። ይሄ በስቶር ላይም አብዛኛው ግን በአግሪካልቸራል ፊልድ ላይ ነው። ለዚህ ኦፍ ኮርስ ግን ስቶር ውስጥም አክቲቭ ናቸው። ስቶሬጅ ሲሪያል ፕላንቶችን እነ በቆሎን ጨምሮ they damage or stored crops in the store. And generally, agricultural pests that cause damage to crops in the field as well as in the store are causing huge economic loss in agriculture. ይሄንን ነው አንድ ላይ በፊልድ እና በስቶሬጅ እያለ ዳሜጅ አድርገው 40% የግብርና አቅማችንን የሚያሳጡት የሚሰርቁን ሌቦች ናቸው እነዚህ። they steal us የላባችን ውጤት የሆነውን የግብርና ምርታችንን 40% ዲስትሮይ በማድረግ እንግዲህ የሰው ልጅ በምን ፋይት ያደርጋቸዋል ፔስቶችን ፕሊዝ ፔስትስ ኦፍ ስቶሬጅ እና ፔስትስ ኢን ዘ ፊልድ በምን ኢንሴክቲሳይድ አለ። ኢንሴክቲሳይድ እንደተባለው ምን አለው? ሁለት ሜጀር ሳይድ ኢፌክት አለ። ኤንቫይሮንመንት ይበክላል ፕላስ ለኤክስ ያልነው ለኤክስ የረጨ ነው። ኤክስን ለማጥፋት ስናረጭ ዋይ ጠቃሚ የሆነችዋንም ኢንሴክት ለምሳሌ ንብን ልንገል እንችላለን። ይሄ ትልቅ ኢንቫይሮንመንታል ኢሹ ነው። ይሄ ንብን የመሰለች በፖሊኔሽን ሃኒን የመሰለ ምርጥ ጣፋጭ ምግብ የምታዘጋጅ ኢንሴክት እንዴት ዴርፎር ይሄ ዱዋል የሆነ ሁለትዮሽ የሆነ ምን አለው ኔጌቲቭ ኮንሲኩዌንስ አለው ኮንትሮል ለማድረግ። ከዛ ይልቅ ምንድነው አሁን ዓለሙ ሽፍት እያደረገችው ያለችው ምንድነው ባዮሎጂካል ኮንትሮል በሚባለው ነው። ባዮሎጂካል ኮንትሮል አንዱ ምንድነው በፕሪዳተር ኢንሴክቶችን እነሱን አራብቶ መልቀቅ። ፕሪዳተር ኢንሴክትስ እነዚህ ያንተን በቆሎ ስንዴ ምናምን ማሽላ አይበሉም። ማሽላ በቆሎ ማሳ ውስጥ ማሽላና ስንዴ በቆሎን የሚበሉ ፔስቶችን ነው የሚበሉልህ፣ ወይንም ደግሞ ፓራሲቶይድስ እነሱን በተለያዩ ኬሚስትሪ ኢንጀክት በማድረግ ፓሲቭ እንዲሆኑ አድርገው እዛ ውስጥ ህይወታቸው እንዲቆይ ነው ፓሲቭ የሚያደርጓቸው። ቶሎ እንዳይበሰብስ እንቁላሉ ላርቫ ሆኖ ላርቫው እየበላ ወደ ፑፓ እንዲቀየር ተደረሰስ ፓራሲቶይድስ ነው የሚባሉት። ይሄ ባዮሎጂካል። ሌላው ባዮሎጂካል ኮንትሮል ወፎች ምርጥ የፕሮቲን ሶርሳቸው ናቸው። ኢንሴክትስ አር ፉድ ፎር ሜኒ በርድስ አይ ሃቭ ቶልድ ዩ ዲስ። ስለዚህ ኢንሴክት ኢቲንግ በርድስ በጣም የኢንሴክት መብላት ፍቅር ያለባቸውን ወፎች እዛ አካባቢ ላይ መልቀቅ ነው አራብተው። እንግዲህ እነሱም ወፎቹም እህል የማይበሉ መሆን አለባቸው። ባዮሎጂካል ኮንትሮል ይሻላል። ባዮሎጂካል ኮንትሮል is far better than chemical control or by using insecticides or pesticides, and therefore we have to focus on this. Then a recent report by the United States, I've told you this, 40% of the world's agricultural crops are lost to pests each year. ይሄ ነው የፋኦ ጥናት ያልኳችሁ ፉድ ኤንድ አግሪካልቸራል ኦርጋናይዜሽን 40%። ኢማጂን this is huge loss. Insects as vectors ነው የሚለው this is the second subtitle under the negative economic importance. Insects as vectors, they carry and transmit pathogens. What are pathogens? Disease causing organisms, disease causing microorganisms, of course, and hence because of this they spread diseases in populations and are known as vectors of that particular disease. Vector የሚባሉት vector በbiological context vector means an organism that aids the transmission of disease causing organism which is known as pathogen. Transmits pathogen from the source to the host. ሶርሱ ማን ነው? የታመመ ሰው ሊሆን ይችላል። ከታመመ ሰው ወደ ጤነኛ ሰው የማሸጋገር ስራ የሚሰሩ ናቸው። ቬክተሮች ናቸው እነዚህ። therefore insects as vectors ትልቅ ጠላቶቻችን ነው። በዚህ ረገድም ብዙ ገዳይ ቬክተሮች አሉ እዚህ ውስጥ። and when it comes to this some insects which act as vectors are described here. You can see here mosquitoes, please. Number one, I have told you about honeybees. As far as pollination is concerned, honeybees are number one positively. As far as vector is concerned, mosquitoes are number one. Many species of mosquitoes. There are many thousands of species of mosquitoes, and many of these are vectors, for most of which there are deadly diseases like malaria, yellow fever, the Zika virus in pregnant women. Zika virus goes and destroys the growth development of the baby's nervous system. So that when the baby is born, if the mother is infected by Zika virus that is transmitted by mosquito virus, her baby becomes with very small brain, microcephaly. Imagine. Therefore, the baby becomes retarded, very much retarded. Therefore, mosquitoes, the mosquito holds the title of the most deadly insect due to its unparalleled ability to transmit devastating disease. Unparalleled. No any other insect can come parallel to mosquito as it in its role as vector. Number one, it's a title, a record title holder as far as vectors are concerned. And female mosquitoes, which require blood meals to nourish their eggs, can spread many diseases such as malaria, yellow fever, dengue fever, and many others. I have mentioned some diseases transmitted by mosquitoes. For example, Anopheles mosquito is one. The female Anopheles mosquito transmits malaria. The disease is malaria. Which is the causative agent? The causative agent is Plasmodium. What is Plasmodium? It is a type of protozoa. Protozoa, single-celled, eukaryotic, microscopic organism that causes the disease malaria. Plasmodium. There are 4 varieties, of course, 4 species: Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium ovale. These are the 4 geographically in different areas. And the other, this is the image of that insect, Anopheles mosquito, malaria. The other is Aedes mosquito. Aedes. There are many species under Aedes. Responsible to spread 3 viral diseases. Imagine 3 viral diseases are transmitted by different species of the genus Aedes mosquito. Yellow fever, dengue fever, killer. They are all killers. Dengue fever and Zika virus. Zika virus causes pregnancy-related complications in pregnant women. If pregnant women are infected by Zika virus, of course, Zika virus retards the nervous system growth development of the baby inside the womb. And the third, this is Aedes mosquito, one Aedes mosquito. The third, Culex mosquito, responsible to transmit 2 diseases here. One is, of course, caused by worm, filarial worm, filariasis. Especially, this worm multiplies in the lymphatic system and causes swelling of especially the lower limbs, 2 legs, and also in case of males, it also multiplies in the lymph vessels around the testes, so that the testes of the person may swell to huge level. The other is West Nile fever, caused by West Nile virus. The disease named by the same terminology. Therefore, this is that Culex mosquito, one species. Therefore, these are some examples as far as mosquitoes are concerned. Of course, mosquitoes are known to transmit far more disease. I am just giving you for example. And the other is the rat flea. There are many species of flea. This one is commonly found in association with rats. If there are rats at home, and if these rats contain large number of these fleas may come from the rats into the human sleeping room and sting. They also feed the blood of humans. While doing this, they transmit bacteria from the rat into the human circulatory system. Imagine this ቁርጫ ናቸው። ቁርጫ ማለት ነው። ይሄና ምንድነው? የርሲኒያ ፔስቲስ የሚባል ባክቴሪያ ነው። የባክቴሪያ ነው። ምን ያስከትላል? እዛ ጋር ተመልከቱ። ቡቦኒክ ፕላጉ ይሉታል። እና ይሄን በሽታ እንደ ብላክ ዴዝ ብለውት ነበር። በተለይ አውሮፓ ውስጥ የዛን ጊዜ ሳይንስ ሳያድግ እነሱ ገና ንፍጣም እያሉ ማለት ነው። ይቅርታ አድርጉልኝ፣ አይታወቅም። ብላክ ዴዝ ታሪኩን ነግራችሁ ብላክ ዴዝ ብላክ ዴዝ ያሉበት ራሱ እኔ ራሽያል ተርሚኖሎጂ እንትን ስላለው ነው። ይሄ የዘረኝነት ስሜት ስላለው ነው። ለምንድን ነው ኤቭሪ ታይም ብላክ ኢዝ ኖት ጉድ ፎር ዴም ሂዱና እዩ ዲክሽነራቸውንም እዩ። ብላክ ኢዝ ኖት ጉድ ሴ ኢቨን ዘ ዲክሽነሪ ኢዝ ዊትነስ go and search for the word black. Every phrase made by the term black is negative, totally negative. እዚህ ጋር ብላክ ዴዝ አሉት። እጅግ ብዙ ሰው ነው የጨረሰው። በሚሊዮን የሚቆጠሩ ሰዎች ነው የጨረሰው። ወረርሽኝ ነው ይሄ ቡቦኒክ ፕላግ የሚሉት። እንደውም ዊች ክራፍት ሁሉ ነበረባቸው። እሱን ይሄንን በሽታ ለመከላከል እንዲያድርጉ ጭሳጭሱ እንዲህ ያሉ መሳቂያዎች ነበሩ። ይዛግ ማአት ህዝብ ነው ባንዴ የጨረሰው በሚሊዮን የሚቆጠር። አውሮፓ ስፔሻሊ አየርላንድ በጣም የተጠቃችው በዚህ ነውና በምንድነው ትራንስሚትድ የሚሆነው? ቁንጫዎች ንክሻ ነው። ቁንጫ ከማጋ ኖራ ከራት አይጥ ነው የምንላቸው ራት ፍሊ። therefore rat flea is known to cause historically አሁን እነሱ ጋር ብትሄዱ የርሲኒያ ፔስቲስ መድኃኒቱም አለ። አሁን የርሲኒያ ፔስቲስ ባክቴሪያው ነው፣ አንቲባዮቲክ አለ። እነሱ ጋር ግን ይሄ አንቲባዮቲክ ፋርማሲያቸው ውስጥ ነው ያለው። ምክንያቱም ኦልሬዲ ሲቪላይዝድ ሆነዋል። አይደለም አይጥ ቤታቸው ሊኖርና የአይጥ ፎቶግራፍም አይኖርም። እና ሲቪላይዜሽን አንዱ እንግዲህ ከስተት መማር አንድ ትልቅ ነገር ነው። ኤኒዌይ ግን በአንድ ወቅት ላይ አውሮፓን ፈስ በፈስ አድርጎት ነበር ይሄ የርሲኒያ ፔስቲስ የሚባል ባክቴሪያ በቁንጫ ምክንያት ከአይጥ ወደ ሰው በንክሻ ተላልፎ። ስለዚህ ምንድነው እዚህ ምናየው how insects are really imagine እቺን አንድ ፍሬ ቁንጫ ለብዙ ቢሊዮኖች ሞት ምክንያት ሆናለች አውሮፓ ውስጥ። that's it. therefore flea rat flea. now the other is ጸጸፍላይ። ጸጸፍላይ have you heard about ጸጸፍላይ? this fly is a fly ነች፣ የዝም ዝርያ ነች፣ ግን ከቤት ውስጥ ዝም ገጸፍ ትላለች ሳይዟ እንደምታዩት። እና በተለይ ደግሞ የትኛዋ ዝርያ ግሎሲና ፓልፒሊስ ጸጸፍላይ ብዙ ናቸው። ግሎሲና ፓልፒሊስ የምትባለው ምን በማስተላለፍ ታወቃለች? የአፍሪካኖችን የእንቅልፍ የማለት በሽታ ይሉታል። አፍሪካን ስሊፒንግ ሲክነስ ይሉታል። አፍሪካን ስሊፒንግ ሲክነስ በምን ይከሰታል? በፕሮቶዞዋ። ቅድም እንዳልኳችሁ ማላሪያ ውስጥ አንድ ላይ የሚመደብ ፕሮቶዞዋ ነው አፍሪካን ስሊፒንግ። ቢኮዝ ጂኦግራፊው እዚህ ነው የሚገኘው በአብዛኛው እና ሁለት ነው፣ አፍሪካና ሳውዝ አሜሪካ ነው። አሜሪካን ስሊፒንግ ሲክነስ የሚባል አለ። እሱ የሚከሰተው በተለየ ዝርያ ነው። እዚህ እኛ ጋር ያለው አፍሪካን ስሊፒንግ ሲክነስ የሚከሰተው በትሪፖኖሶማ ጋምቢየንሴ ነው። የዚህ ፕሮቶዞዋ አይነት ነው እና የምታስተላልፈውም ጸጸፍላይዋ ትለያለች እና ለአፍሪካን እና ለአሜሪካን ስል እንግዲህ ያው ኖርዝ አሜሪካ እንዳልሆነ እርግጠኛ ሆኖ ሳውዝ አሜሪካ እና ብራዚል እና ምናምን ያሉበት ኮንቲነንት ነው። ኦኬ አዎ የአፍሪካን ስሊፒንግ ሲክነስ ነርቨስ ሲስተም ውስጥ ይገባል። ይሄ በምንድነው የሚተላለፈው? ከከብት ወደ ሰው ይተላለፋል። በዚች ዝንብ ንክሻ ትናከሳለች። የምትናከስ ነች። ምንም አትሆንም። እሷ ለኛ ታስተላልፋለች። ሰውየው ወደ ነርቨስ ሲስተም ሲወጣ በፕሮቶዞዋ ይሄ ትሪፖኖሶማ ጋምቢየንሴ ነርቨስ ሲስተም ውስጥ ይራባል። ነርቨስ ሲስተምን ያውካል። አንዱ ነርቨስ ሲስተምን ሲያውክ መጀመሪያ የሚሰማ ስሜት 4 ሰዓት ማንቀላፋት ነው። 4 ሰዓት you're sleepy እንደኔ እየበላም ላንቀላፋ ይችላል ሰውየው። ኢማጂን በዚህ ብቻ ነው ያቃለን ማለት እስከ ሞት የሚደርስ ገዳይ በሽታ ነው። የመጀመሪያው ምልክቱ ይሄ ስለሆነ ነው አፍሪካን ስሊፒንግ ሲክነስ ያሉት። ስሊፒንግ ሲክነስ ቀላል ይመስላል። ስሊፕ ማድረግ በተኛት ምን ጉዳት አለው ልትሉ ይችላላችሁ። ጨረሻ ላይ ቶታሊ ፓራላይዝ አድርጎ ነርቨስ ሲስተምን ወደ ሞት ሊዳርግ ይችላል። very serious ጸጸፍላይ you see this is a vector that transmits ጸጸፍላይ እና በቬክተር ቦርን ዲዚዝ ነው የሚባሉት። እነዚህ በቬክተሮች የተፈጠሩ ዲዚዝ ነው የሚባሉት። ቬክተር ቦርን ዲዚዝ ለመቆጣጠር ቬክተሩን መቆጣጠር የሚባል ነገር አለ። ቬክተር ስለዚህ አፍሪካን ስሊፒንግ ሲክነስን ለማጥፋት ለመቆጣጠር ይቺን ጽንብ አረባባ ተቆጣጠር ኮንትሮል አድርገው በቃ ወይ ማጥፋት እዛ ስፍራ እንደማለት ነውና ልክ ሞስኪቶን መከላከል ይሄ አጎበር እናረጋለን እንዳትነክሰን ወይም እናጠፋለን የረጋ ውሃ እንዳትራባበት የረጋ ውሃ ውስጥ ነው እንቁላሉን የምጥለው። ላርቫ ፑፓ ይሆናል። አዳልት ስለዚህ this is vector control. To control vector-borne diseases or to eliminate vector-borne diseases, we have to control the multiplication of vectors in our environment. This is ጸጸፍላይ. Then the other is sandfly. Have you heard this about this? ያው ቆዳን በስታ sandfly ነች። ፍሌቦታመስ ይባላል ጂነሷ። ካላዛር የሚባል በሽታ ያስከትላል። የበሽታው ስም ካላዛር ነው። what causes it? አሁንም ፕሮቶዞዋ ነው። ይሄን እንግዲህ በሰፊው 12ኛ ክፍል ዩኒት 2 ላይ ተማሩታላችሁ። please, you are grade 11 and science. Then when you go to grade 12 unit 2, there is a part microbiology. The unit is microbiology, and microbiology discusses about all microorganisms including protozoa. especially ደግሞ በምንድን ነው የቃኙት? መጽሐፋችሁን ሜዲካል አድርገው ነው የቃኙት። ቫይረሱን ሜዲካል፣ ፕሮቶዞአውን ሜዲካል፣ ባክቴሪያውን ሜዲካል እና ፈንገሱንም ሜዲካል። ዳት ሚንስ ሜዲካል አስፔክት፣ ሜዲካል ኢምፖርታንስ አቸው። ሜዲካል ኢምፖርታንስ ስታወሩ ምኑ ነው የምታወሩት? ሜዲካሊ ምን ጥቅም ይሰጣሉ? ባክቴሪያ ሜዲካሊ ምን ፖዚቲቭ ጥቅም ይሰጣል ካላችሁ አንቲባዮቲክ ይመረትበታል ወይንም ለጄኔቲክ ሪሰርች ይውላል፣ ለጄኔቲክ ኢንጂነሪንግ። ኔጌቲቭ ስትሉ በሽታ ነው ባክቴሪያ፣ ኔጌቲቭ ኢኮኖሚክ ኢምፖርታንስ፣ እሱን ለዛ ትማራላችሁ። ኤኒዌይ ናው አይ አም ቲቺንግ ዩ about vectors, the negative economic importance of insects as far as vectors are concerned. One vector is sandfly. It causes leishmania donovani. leishmania donovani ብዙ አይነት ነው በሽታው። ካላዛር አንዳንዴ ሌሽማኒያሲስ ይባላል። ይሄኛው ካላዛር የሚባለው በሽታ ቆዳን፣ ይሄ አሁን ቆዳ እንትን ያለችበት ቦታ ላይ ፕሮቶዞአውን በክላ ትሄዳለች። ደም ሰመጣ ስትሄድ ቁስለት ታከዋለህ፣ ይቀረፋል፣ ይቆስላል፣ ይበላሃል፣ ይቆስላል። እየጎረጎደ እየተራቡ ሲሄዱ መጨረሻ ላይ የሆነ ነገር ቦጭቆ ያነሳው ጉድጓድ የሰራ ቁስል ነው የሚሆነው። እጅግ በጣም ያስጠላል። ትልቅ ቁስል፣ ይሄ ቆላ ቁስል ብለው ይጠሩታል አንዳንድ ጊዜ እንደውና እጅግ የሚያስጠላና ለማየት የሚቀፍ ቁስል ነው። የቆዳ ላይ ኩታነስ ሌሽማኒያሲስ የሚባል የቆዳ ላይ ሌሽማኒያሲስ። አንዳንዶቹ ደግሞ ጀርሙ ወደ ውስጥ ገብቶ በደም ተሰራጭቶ ወደ ኩላሊትን ከጥቅም ውጪ ሊያወጣ ይችላል። it can destroy your kidneys, your liver, vital organs ናቸው እነዚህ። if your kidney is destroyed, it's a matter of 1 week before you die. if your liver is failing, እነዚህ vital organ ናቸው። ልብ፣ ኩላሊት፣ ሳምባ፣ ሊቨር፣ ጉበት፣ ብሬን እነዚህ ቫይታል ኦርጋኖች ናቸውና አንዱ ፌል ካረገ ሰርቫይቭ ማድረግ አቅማችን በጣም አጭር ነው የሚሆነውና these are serious. not only ካላዛር ብቻ አይደለም፣ አሉ ሌሎች ቫራይቲዎች አሉ። የቆዳ ቁስል ብቻ አይደለም፣ ሌላ ሲስተሚክ የሆነ ዲዚዝ የሚያስከትሉ አሉ። ሃውስ ፍላይስ እቺን ታቋታላችሁ። የቤት ውስጥ ዝንብ ነች። እኔ በየቀኑ ነው መገላት። I don't like them. I'm biologist, but I don't like them, and I don't like them to land on my body. ፊቴ ላይ እንዲመጡና እንዲሉ እንዲጻዳዱ ወይም አልፈልግ። ስለዚህ አባራቸዋለሁ፣ እገላቸውና ሃውስ ፍላይም ያው እንግዲህ ሰገራ ላይ ወላይ መጣች፣ ምግብ ላይ ካረፈች ከሰገራም ላይ ባክቴሪያ መጣ እዚህ ላይ ዝቅ አርጋባለች። ያንን ይሁት እንግዲህ ኮንታሚኔሽን ይፈጥራሉ። በሽታ ተሸከመው በውስጣቸው እኛን ሲነድፉ ያስተላልፉም። እነዚህ በአካላቸው ጀርሞችን ተሸከመው መተው ምግባችን ይበክላሉ። ኮንታሚኔሽን ነው የሚያስከትሉት። ሃውስ ፍላይ ሙስካ ባለው ጂነሳቸው ብዙ ዝርያዎች አሉ። they are one of the most successful insects, of course. insects as household pests. አሁን ያው ሃውስ ፍላይም household pest ነች። ቤታችን ውስጥ ሁሉ ጊዜ አብረው ያሉ several insects live in our house as unwanted guests and distract our household products. አብረው ያሉ አንቶች፣ ኮክሮች፣ ተርማይትስ ምስጦች ሊኖሩ ይችላሉ። አብረው ከተማ ውስጥ አልተለመደም እንጂ ገጠር እንደዚያ ነው። ሲልቨር ፊሽ የሚባል ኢንሴክት አለ። ፊሽ አይደለም ይሄ ሲልቨር ፊሽ። spoil our food, they spoil our damage our clothes and our books and our wooden materials. ከእንጨት የተሰሩ ማቴሪያሎች ስፔሻሊ ተርማይቶች ዶጋመር ነው የሚያደርጉት እና ዊንዶዎቹን፣ ዶሮዎቹን ከእንጨት የተሰሩ ቤታችን አካላቶችና እነዚህ ናቸው። they are damaging and ኮመን ሃውስሆልድ ፔስት የሚባሉት እነዚህ ናቸው። ቤታችን አካባቢ የሚገኙት እዚህ እና አንትስ ይኖራሉ ቤታችን ውስጥ አንትስ፣ ተርማይትስ፣ ቤድ በግስ ማለት ትኋን ማለት ነው። ትኋን ካርፔት ቢትልስ አሉ። ካርፔት ውስጥ ነው የሚኖሩት። ይሄ እንጨት ውስጥ ቦርቡሮ ዱቄት ያደርጉታል እንዳለ። ፈርኒቸር ቢትሎች አሉ። ቡክ ላይስ አለ። የመጽሐፍ ቅማል እንዳለ ታውቃላችሁ። የመጽሐፍ ቅማል የመጽሐፍ ላይ ቅማል ማለት ነው። ቡክ ላይስ እናንተ የራስ ወይንም የሰውነት ቅማል ነው የምታውቁት አይደል? ሄድ ኦር ቦዲ ላውስ but there is also book lice plural form of ላውዝ ነው። እንግዲህ አንድ ቅማል ላውዝ ነች፣ ብዙ ቅማሎች ላይስ ናቸው። ሃውስ ፍላይስ አለች፣ ያው ለመሳዮቹ። ፍሊስ አለ፣ ቁንጮች። ኮክሮች I hate them because they spoil my books. ኮክሮች፣ ሲልቨርፊሽ እዚህ ጋር አለ። ዶዝ ሞዝስ ክሎዝ ሞዝስ አሉ። ስፓይደርስ ኦፍኮርስ ስፓይደሮች ኢንሴክት አይደሉም፣ አራክኒዳዎች ናቸው። the list seems almost endless። ዋናዎቹ የተገለጹላችሁ እዚህ ብዙ ሊስቶች አሉ። therefore injurious to domestic animals እነዚህ ኢንሴክቶች አሁንም ለእንስሶቻችን ጎጂ የሆኑ እንስሶቻችንን እንዳይመጡ ጎጂ የሆኑ የውጪ ፓራሳይት የሆኑ ኢንሴክቶች አሉ። many insects affect domestic animals as parasites. some are ectoparasites የውጭ ከላይ ጥገኛ ናቸው፣ ሰውነት ውስጥ ገብተዋል ነው። such as ፍሊስ፣ ቁንጫ፣ ቅማል፣ ትኋን፣ ሞስኪቶስ እነዚህ ፓራሳይቶች ናቸው። a few can live as endoparasites የውስጥ ጥገኛ ሆኖ የሚኖሩ ጥቂቶች አሉ ይላል። እና ቦልት ፍላይ ላርቬ ሺፕ ውስጥ ነው፣ ይሄ ሰው ጋር አይደለም። ቦልት ፍላይ እና ቦልት ፍላይ ላርቬ በላርቫ መልክ ሲሆን ቦልት ፍላይ ላርቫው የበጎች ጥገኛ ሆኖ ትንሹ አንጀታቸው ውስጥ ይኖራል። ምግብ እንትን እያለ ያከሳቸዋል። they irritate our domestic animals such as bird lice feed upon feathers of chicken. bird lice የዶሮ ቅንቅን ነው የምንለው እኛ ወይም ቅማል ነው የምንለው እና ጫጩቶችን ምርታማነት ይቀንሳል። ጫጩቶች ቶሎ አያድጉም፣ የጥገኞች ናቸው እነዚህ። irritate our domestic animals causing irritation, loss of flesh ማለት ቶሎ አያድጉም፣ እንደ ቀጫጭ ነው የሚቀሩት። therefore this is negative. building and infrastructure damage የመጨረሻው the insects can cause significant damage to houses, buildings, other infrastructure. many species can cause structural damage to wooden construction materials. ቀድም ደግመነዋል። some species such as termites and powder post beetles consume wood directly as part of their diet. they destroy our wooden materials. በርን፣ መስኮትን ወይ ያከማቸው ጣውላ ዱጋ ምር ሊያደርጉት ይችላሉ። this is the negative aspect of this. impacts from pest control ላይ የመጨረሻው ስላይድ ነው ይሄ። በኢንሴክቶች ምክንያት ምን አለ ብያቸዋለሁ። ኢንሴክት ኮንትሮል አለ። ኢንሴክት ኮንትሮል ዓለማችን በአብዛኛው የምትጠቀምበት ኢንሴክት ኮንትሮል ምንድነው? ፔስቲሳይድ ነው ወይንም ኬሚካል በፋብሪካ ተመርቶ የሚረጭ ሰብል ላይ የሚረጭ ኬሚካል ነው። ይሄ ኬሚካል ደግሞ ምን ኢምፓክት አለው? ኦኬ ስንረጨው ፔስቶችን ይገልልናል። ግን ፔስቶችን ብቻ ገለው ያበቃል? በጣም ጠቃሚ የሆኑትም ሲመጡ ይገልብናል። this is disadvantage። ይሄ ነው impacts from pest control። ፔስትን ኮንትሮል ለማድረግ ኢንሴክቲሳይድ ስንጠቀም ፔስቶቹን ቢገልልንም ጠቃሚ የሆኑ ኢንሴክቶችንም ገሎ ያከስረናል። ፕላስ አካባቢ ይበክላል። ፕላስ በፉርቼን እኛ ጋር ይመጣል። ሰብሉ ላይ ረጫው ኬሚካል ሰብሉስ ገብቶ ሰብሉን ስትበላው ወደ አንተም ይመጣል በፉርቼን። ስለዚህ አንተ ላይ ምን ሊያደርስ ይችላል? who knows? it may cause some sort of cancer or it may cause loss of fertility. ቴስተስ ወንድ ልጅ ቴስተስ ውስጥ የኬሚካል ኢፌክት ካለው የዘር ፍሬ የማምራት አቅምህን አምክኖ ግማሽ ወንድ ሩብ ወንድ ሊያደርግ ይችላል። ወይ ነው ይሄ ኢምፓክት ነው። ስለዚህ impact from pest control ነው የሚባለው። therefore I am done with the negative economic importance of insects. and please read, stay awake and read more. Thank you very much.